We're going to start right here, and I'm going to go up to the Keyword Launchpad, and I'll just show you basically how I use Keyword Blaze Pro so you can get an idea of all the features. And again, lots more detail to this product. This is not a tutorial, just really want to show you what's going on. Now you'll notice that we're really in sort of a desktop environment. You know, it's much more than just a keyword tool. It's a set of tools that uses one whole desktop environment to really make you as efficient as possible. So we'll use our old friend weight loss, a great example of keyword research that we might do. We'll launch that from the Launchpad, and we'll let Keyword Blaze Pro go out and do its thing. So you get you get all the keywords that come back, and this is a pretty typical kind of exercise that you'd go through. And I usually sit here and I sort it by monthly searches in descending, so I can focus on those searches that are the most. And you know, we might look at this and we might take a look at some of these keywords and do some more research on it, or we might find one that we said, hey, we want to dive deeper into. So let's go into HCG diet, and we'll expand that one into a new tab, and we'll kind of let it do its thing. So it found another 711 keywords for HCG diet. Now, up till now, this is pretty pedestrian. You know, this is like every other keyword tool, but let me show you where it starts to get interesting. As we're sitting here and doing our keyword research and going through and deciding which keywords we want to look at in more detail and explode out, we have this thing called the magic keyword tagging window. And it's sitting there in the background, and it is collecting good keywords while you're working. Okay, so it's doing some of the work for you. And these are things that you define yourself. It comes with some standard ones. But let me give you an example of the kinds of keywords that I'm talking about. Maybe we want, and these are in no particular order, maybe we want to be looking at potential AdSense opportunities, you know, to build out some AdSense sites. Well, what do we want? Well, we want some long tail keywords that probably have some pretty good payouts. So we want high CPCs, and we want some decent monthly searches. So we're going to take a look at keywords that, you know, have a bunch of different discrete words in them, you know, maybe more than 3. And we'll take a look at ones that have very high search volume. So, you know, maybe fastest way to lose weight, best way to lose weight. You know, these have pretty high AdWords cost per click, so payouts should be good, high search volume, and very long tail. So we, you know, maybe ought to be able to compete, but we'll take a look at the keyword difficulty later on. I'll show you that. But just to give you an idea, it just collects keywords in these buckets that you define, so that while you're going out doing your thing, you know, and looking at keywords, you don't have to worry about, oh, did I remember that one? Did I miss that one? It's in the background collecting them all, and that's why we call it the magic keyword tagging window. This is if you're looking for e-commerce opportunities. These are all the keywords we've found so far where there are actual physical products being sold. Tagged as green, you can actually go in here and you can tag keywords as you're sitting there and looking for them, you know, because maybe they don't meet any other criteria, but you want to go back and look at them later. So you just tag them as green. You can tag them as multiple colors, but tag them as green and they'll show up in the magic keyword tagging window. We'll skip winners for now, but then let's take a look at the enough searches volume tab. Now here, this is where I've defined it. I've said, look, you know what, I really only want to focus on those keywords that have enough search volume. So perhaps 100 a day, 200 a day, whatever you want. I think I have it set up as 100 per day. So out of the 1,500 keywords or so that we found, there's only 190 of them that have enough searches. Maybe we want to look at an AdWords project, look at driving traffic to an AdWords site or using AdWords to drive traffic to a site. So what do we want? Well, we want high search volume, right? And we want lower cost per click. So here I've said, look, give me all the keywords that have, you know, anything more than, I don't remember what I said, maybe a couple hundred a day, 150 a day, and AdWords cost per click that are less than, say, 90 cents. And so, you know, it'll collect those keywords as I'm going along. So pretty cool, right? I mean, because the whole idea, again, is, you know, you're over here, you're doing your stuff in the normal keyword windows, and you want to make sure that you're collecting all the good data that you're finding. And the magic keyword tagging window does that, okay? So let's take a look at keyword difficulty, because it's not enough to know that you have a lot of searches, right? If we're doing an SEO project where we're going to drive traffic through SEO, we also want to know, hey, can we compete, right? So what we can do is we can go over here, and let me move this out of the way here so we can see the while it's working, all right? And what we're going to do is we're going to just evaluate these keywords. So let's say we want to take a look at HCG. We want to take a look at HCG drops, and you'll notice up here we're doing 2 at once. This is a multi-threaded tool, okay, which is really fantastic. And let's say we want to do HCG diet plan. Let's see, we want to do, let's see, HCG diet recipes, HCG diet reviews, all those kinds. Let's see what else we want to do. Maybe what is HCG? So there we go. So let's let it evaluate HCG. All right, so we've evaluated a bunch of keywords, and you can see that most of these are pretty high levels of competition. One of the nice things about Keyword Blaze Pro, unlike pretty much every other keyword tool, it actually gives you its opinion. Like, hey, how difficult is this to compete on? And it's a score of 1 to 100, and we kind of focus on kind of 50 and below, as ones that we might want to take a look at. But so you can see that we could sort these by keyword difficulty for the ones that we've actually looked at. We could take a look at the detail matrix of competition, and we'll let that populate. So I think some of the things that are kind of cool here are that we're focused on the social signals as well as kind of the the sort of usual suspects of backlinks. So we've got all the tweets, the Facebook shares, the likes, Google +1. I think that's incredibly valuable. Let's go back up to the magic keyword tagging window, and you'll notice now that winners actually has a couple in there. And so the definition for winners, for me anyway, is I have a certain amount of search volume I want, which I think is set for a couple hundred per day at least. And I want a certain keyword difficulty, which I believe is below 50. And so as I find those, again, the whole idea here is magic keyword tagging window behind the scenes is tracking them and making sure that, yep, I'm capturing those, and I know I'm going to be able to act on them later and collecting these opportunities. Now, the magic keyword tagging window is lovely when we're looking at doing this ourselves, and we're kind of going through and we're doing all of our keyword research. But it's even more valuable, right, when we tell the Keyword Blaze Pro, I want to use the research robot. I'm going to let the robot kind of go through and do a lot of this explosion and deeper dive keyword research. And all the while, behind the scenes, I'll be collecting more and more data on the magic keyword tagging window. So let me show you that right now. Okay, I've created a new workspace to better show off the research robot, and a new workspace is kind of something that's unique to a tool like Keyword Blaze Pro. Again, the whole idea here is we've got a desktop environment for keyword research. We've got all sorts of different tools we're trying to allow you to use to get to that same spot, which is the most efficient path to finding the best keywords out there. So we're going to have the research robot go out and do some work, okay? And let's find information on diet plans. And you'll see we also have the Google predictive keyword term tool built into this, which is really nice when you're looking at certain things. But we'll tell it to go look at diet plans, and we'll tell the robot to go out, and we'll let the robot start trying to find things, okay? And so obviously we'll let this cook for a while, but the whole idea is that the robot's going out and it's finding information about diet plans, it's finding related terms, and then it'll explode some of the more promising terms, and it'll just kind of do a whole bunch of work. So let's pause here and let it do its work. All right, so let's see what our little robot did for us, right? We just told it to start with diet plans, and we said, hey, go crazy, go find some good keywords for us. So it went out, spent somewhere around 20 minutes, and came up with some interesting stuff for us. Starting with AdSense opportunities, came up with 308 potential AdSense keywords, came up with 3 e-commerce keywords. Yeah, diet plans, probably not a lot for sale there. Came up with 14 winners, meaning that there's enough search volume and low enough difficulty. 42 had enough search volume that we could potentially take a look at those for either AdWords or for SEO. And 4 of them specifically had AdWords potential. I'm not surprised there weren't too many of these, given the fact that anything with diet plans is probably going to be pretty expensive. So remember, we were looking for higher search volume and lower cost per click here. So anyway, the whole idea here is, I hope it's clear to you, is you just let the research robot run wild. You can run this several times a day. You just kind of come up with some interesting seed keywords and let it run, and then let it do the work for you and come back to the magic keyword tagging window. I hope you're getting the idea and the feel that, again, this is a desktop environment for keyword research. It's not just about one small tool. It's a couple different ways to really, slice and dice the data, but at the end of the day, always come up with what's important, which are keyword opportunities that you can use for AdWords or for SEO traffic. Well, let's take a look at NicheStorm, another tool that we can bring to bear on this problem. Okay, we'll start NicheStorm, and we can, like all the other tools, actually give it a seed keyword. But for now, I'm just going to leave it blank because I think the real power in NicheStorm is just the randomness that it allows you to play with. Now, NicheStorm is used primarily for finding e-commerce opportunities, but you can use it for other things, potentially maybe Amazon affiliate sites and things like that. But let's pull up NicheStorm and see what it gives us. So the idea behind NicheStorm, okay, is that the green is the central keyword, all right, and the keywords around it are related keywords. And you'll notice that we've got prices on the keywords in the middle. And the whole idea here is that you want to be presented with just random things that are being sold online. One of the things I always tell everybody for our e-commerce training is, I don't know anybody. I know a lot of people who make their living online with just e-commerce sites, but I don't think I know one person who makes a living online with e-commerce sites selling something that was never sold before. So, what we're seeing is we've got processes that go out and search the web, 24/7 for things that are being sold online. Okay, and so we have this repository of all these different things that are being sold. And so what NicheStorm does, it just presents you. It says, look, I'm just going to throw out, here are 6 things that are being sold online and related keywords around them, okay, and also what they're being sold for, sort of like an average price that it's being sold for online. So it gives you some idea. I always tell people we don't want to sell $2 sunglasses online because, we're never going to make any money. So, cat heating pads. I mean, I don't... That's pretty darn niche-y, right? I've never heard of that. It's a pretty cool niche. And what you can do is you can take it and we can just drag it right onto the keyword launchpad, and we can start to do some keyword research relating to cat heating pads. Here we go. Cat heat pads, cat heater, heat pads, cat heated bed, cat heating pad. You can see not a lot of search volume for that, but it was kind of an interesting. I just want to try and give you an idea, right? And so obviously you can just sit here and play with NicheStorm. You could just keep asking it for different things that are being sold online. It's really an amazing tool, and frankly, many of our most successful e-commerce stores have started with NicheStorm, whether it was a green keyword or keywords that surrounded it, or it just made us think of something else. So the power of NicheStorm is amazing for both e-commerce and potentially for other kinds of affiliate sites. And hopefully you can see, again, the whole idea here is that we want to present a bunch of different tools so that you can get to the same result, which is I want great keywords, great niches that I can compete on either SEO or AdWords. Guys, we've just scratched the surface here. We also have a ranking module that I'm not going to bother showing because it's just, it's a standard. You can put in all the domains you want. It'll track rankings over time and things like that. So that's great. And the biggest thing is that, this version differs from the free version that we were giving away before, as we were letting people beta test and things like that, in that it's got NicheStorm, it's got the research robot, it's got the rank tracker, and of course it also has it gets rid of the very low research quota. There's a quota on how many processes can be running at once. There's a quota on how much research you can do every day, and so it gets rid of all those issues. And Keyword Blaze Pro, frankly, I think is the best keyword tool on the market today. You can get it for cheap, and I also think that it's the only keyword tool that's really shown any innovation in the last few years. And I think that's really important when you're talking about something that is so critical and so key to to making a living online. So hopefully you guys get a real good feel for what it's like, and please grab it now while you can. So that you can get this special price. And we'll talk to you soon.